All right. Well, we know what each of my analysts favor, but at the end of the day, it's up to the players out there on the Rift. We're loading up for Game 3 between TSM and Cloud9. Freak and Ezreal, hopefully you've had a moment to catch your breath for another wild game of action. Take it away.
Absolutely, Dash. The Doug duo never says die.
It's all gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes. All gas. TSM and Cloud9 1-1 in this series. The loser is done. They don't play any more League until the next year. The winner qualifies for the 2021 World Championships. They get a battle against 100 Thieves. They get a chance to win the LCS trophy. For TSM, that would be 8 times, which is absurd. Cloud9, it would be 5.
Which is not absurd. It doesn't get
It's less absurd than TSM, who already have 7.
Only TSM gets an adjective? Talk about bias casters.
Sorry, when you have the most of anyone else in the league, turns out you get the superfluous adjectives.
All right, well, it's something to aspire to for everyone.
Yeah.
That's the real reason
Win more
to try
than
to
everyone
win
else.
More titles. So
That's
Freak
aspirational.
Freak will give you a fancy adjective there.
Yeah.
All right, top lane here, going to be interesting. Oh, wow.
This is fun.
That is actually, I love that. I love that. We'll see how much damage he takes on the way out.
Grasp, though. Fudge, I think, might have won the game.
I think he did. I think he got too much on the return. I think Huni actually stayed for 1 auto too much.
Yeah.
You know, if you hookshot in, you go like 1 auto and then back out. But he wanted to get use out of his passive. Either way, Huni's showcasing how he wants to play it, right? He wants to play it aggressively. That is how you win this matchup if you do. I tend to think that the 1v1 is somewhat like slightly Gnar favored, especially in the early stages. But what you have to really be worried about is post 6, Camile ults you, Lee Sin shows up, you're stuck in mini Gnar. That is where things go bad. The gank assist, the gank setup is just so damn good from Camile. So, oh, not able to sidestep that. That is going to be a really good trade.
And misses the boomerang, so yeah, really nicely done by Huni. Obviously, the adaptive shield blocks any early autos, and it feels pretty good. Bot lane is fighting back and forth as Vulcan trades Aftershock. I'm not sure if he actually... No, he did not proc Guardian. So one thing about bot lane trading patterns, if I recall correctly, is Aftershock's cooldown is like 1/3 that of Guardians in the early game. So you can ever trade Keystone for Keystone, because the cooldown is like 25 to like 80. It's like really severe. So you can like take one of those trades, trade Keystones, and then just take the next fight, next wave, and you're up a Keystone. That's a very big deal for the 2-on-2.
Yeah, these little interactions can mean a lot for sure. The Leona, we're talking about a little bit in the draft, you know, picking it there instead of trying to pick later for the 2v2 win. It just seemed like a takeaway from Swordart because it has been his kind of most consistent champ, the champ he almost always looks to. And this is going to be an exciting one. It's a very different draft than the previous games. Clearly, Cloud9 knew that TSM would be going towards Lee Sin. They wanted to ensure it with the Xin Zhao ban. So to me, that's just Blaber saying, hey, I would rather play Diana against Lee Sin than against Xin if I don't think that I can make that matchup happen. No wards for Huni, though. If he hookshots aggressively, especially, he could be in trouble. But he's playing it passively enough that it seems like he will be fine. Lee Sin spotted, though, and if Irelia can't move, you don't win this 1v1. So Perkz is going to come up, and they're going to try to play around this. But, I mean, this could be a 3v3 potentially. Ooh, nice dodge.
Dodge the hook shot. Both have smite, by the way, for this battle. There's the heal first coming into Blaber, and not going to see the rest of the fight come across because PoE is now here as well. Lethal tempo on. Soldiers getting several hundred damage as a smite second comes through for Spica, healing him back up. Taking the camp. Do you take the 3-on-3? Though he's going to take it. Flash them into the team, but it's going to be enough. First blood in for Huni. Looking for the second now as well. Flash to safety. Stun's going to land, and Huni will get traded. Perkz now back on the board. Buff transfer complete.
Yeah, Perkz is going to end up with the double buffs there. I have to see how the top lane wave was, because anytime you're roaming away from that, it's actually a good wave for Huni. It's going to be pushing in towards him. That's why Perkz is staying up here. If Huni goes aggressive, there is a chance to try to kill him off. Fudge is trying to bait. They're going to go in.
Gnar. Oh, he doesn't have the Fury as the W lands. It's now up to Perkz. Can he make it happen? Gets the first Q reset. Takes a second. Going for the auto tech, but he has no spells left. This can't be the kill. Huni solo kills his lane opponent.
Yeah, they overplayed the bait, but Spica's in trouble.
Spica's one hit from dead, but the stun's going to land. Blaber needs to catch the next Q, but then Ward Up gets him out of range. And now PoE is going to trade back. So TSM again getting more than they lost 2-1, but trying again for the top lane dive. No, PoE going to teleport to control it. And Huni's like, it's not enough, jump back to the wave.
Man, what an explosive start to this game. I like the attempted debate there from Fudge and Perkz, but Fudge was so low, and it was just kind of overplaying the bait there. you know, trying to be such a juicy target that he made himself a little bit too juicy and does end up going down. And because he was still so healthy, Perkz couldn't actually get the trade kill. I mean, had you pulled that off and killed Huni off right after the TP, that would have been enormous. But instead, it is this scuffle up on the top side, and so much of it was decided by the earlier roam from Huni. He had the push from top side. He's there a lot faster. Blaber, nice play. Will actually dash out of that. But
again, Lost has flash, Lost has cleanse, has to burn the former. Staying alive. Thankfully, he is Ezreal. Of course, we knew Arcane Shift is down. Still 20 seconds on that cooldown, so good punish by Vulcan. Looks like he had flashed to catch him and makes that a cooldown trade. But with Hex Flash, you take that trade almost every time.
Yeah, and Zven not going for the early tier, which is a little bit atypical, so more towards the laning power. Wants the extra AD, wants the extra CDR here, grabs the Caulfields. Huni's overextended, but with Spica behind him, they're just going to reset the wave. So he's trading his health out to push this in. And it's a serious experience advantage, plus gold advantage on the side of Huni. So Fudge is in for a rough game. Blaber will try to take this opportunity to grab a dragon for himself, but it's a good cover there from Spica.
Right.
Because if you get stuck in that long lane as the Camile, that's where the matchup could start turning.
But even though there is that XP advantage, and it certainly is relevant, as Fudge does pull the attention, Cloud9 get the cross-map play. So for the first time all series, it is Cloud9 who get first Drake. Every single time we have had very early dragons. All of them have been before the Rift Herald to spawn. This is somewhat atypical.
Oh, this is looking risky.
Okay, they're going to find a slow onto Blaber. He's going to spike for health, going to walk away, and it's going to be enough to stay alive, I believe. Next Swordart, Q's going to walk in for the autos to find the stun. That Q will stun, and it's going to be a setup now. Is it going to be enough for the Vulcan? He's out of cooldowns, yeah. No way out, no flash, no way to walk, and he's going to drop 3-1 TSM.
Just a really nice match on the roam from Swordart. He reads where they're going to go on the play, is there to defend the Raptors, buys the time for the rest of the TSM members to come in there, and it's a good punish from Swordart. You know, Braum not known as a strong roaming champion, but see if he wants to go on this. He waits for the passive to expire, then going forward.
Oh, they're going to find a slow. Is it enough? Fudge, as he builds the Fury, can go to level 6. Mega Gnar. Perkz just whiffs the ulti. Huni getting a little bit low, has an ult to drop some cooldowns. Fudge has the ability to transform. They're going to drop aggro, let it cool down.
Ooh, he's going to be
and
here.
Then try again. Mega Gnar's swoop comes in, but it's not going to be enough damage. And Perkz dropping aggro. Fudge will die. Blaber waiting around, but that tower dive does not work. PoE roams and shuts it down.
Poorly played by the C9 side there. If you're going to commit to that, Perkz needed to use Flash Ulti a lot earlier before Huni actually gets back to the tower. If you connect on the Flash Ulti while he's retreating through the jungle, you get him so softened up that there's not much outplaying the dive. Instead, they really slow played it and end up buying time for Powerofevil to arrive. Huni is going to be out of control here. 3 kills already for the Camile on the top side.
That's going to be a bit of a snowball here, so we can watch this fight yet again. Yeah, lands a stun, cool, auto Q, no problem.
So he wants to wait for the hook shot, right? But now you just ult flash. You ult flash right there. Instead, he holds it. He tries to save the flash. Instead, he's not able to connect it, so he misses the Q reset. Fudge pulls aggro pretty early. That initial play was well played by Huni, but I think they just don't have the read that Powerofevil is actually going to be here. And Fudge tries to scoop him off the tower, ends up going down for his troubles, and misplay there from Cloud9 on the top side, and it's a pretty costly one. TSM running away with it up on that top lane. Huni's just going to be such a threat because the later the game goes, the better it gets for Camile. As you get more CDRs, you get more levels, you do outscale the Gnar in the 1v1 and become such a huge threat in that side lane.
You can see Lost willing to play aggressively, knows he has the cleanse and knows, honestly, my support's here. You're not going to go on me, Vulcan, and he doesn't. But they don't want to fight through him anyway, of course. A little bit of poke comes out of Zven. Does now have his tier, as you mentioned. He slowed it down to get a slightly better power spike with the Caulfield's Warhammer first. Totally, defensible and understandable option. He's never going to be late to his Muramana, so I'm generally a fan of not rushing tier if you don't have to. Especially when you are going to complete a different item first. So I think that's actually proper building, cool to see. And now, Spica with infinite control over the top side of the map is going to have no problems at all taking the Rift Herald.
Yep. Perkz a bit ahead in farm, so that is kind of nice for him. Fudge just using the ulti there to clear out the wave because he knows Rift Herald just went down, so he could be getting dove. And that's why he just expends the ultimate, tries to clear it out, and then he's going to have to back off. We know that Spica isn't going there, but he doesn't know. So he doesn't actually get the luxury of staying around. And now with Spica showing mid, he will go back top, try to collect as much as he can. But a lot of damage going to be done to this tower. 1 plate already down, so we know at least 3 will fall. They get a lot of damage in, and It's going to be more gold in the pocket of Powerofevil and Spica.
It is a pretty early summon. They didn't seem like they actually wanted to maximize turret gold because you summon it a bit later. You spend the entire time knocking it down. Like, you know, they could have stayed and autoed for several hundred more damage. It's like, no. We want to get it out. We want a power spike soon, but they don't even roam. I think they're maybe looking for a top lane play, right? But, you know, they do like the early summon. They get out the turret, but they don't actually dive top. It's just, that could have been more gold. I think they may be looking for the option, couldn't find it, whatever. It's a very small point, but not maximizing in that exact case, TSM.
Yeah.
PoE will last under turret.
I think it's just a tempo play. Spica has been all about proactivity, about making plays, about spending, you know, not a lot of time hanging around the lanes, but when he shows up, he makes a play. So I think really he's saying, all right, Perkz isn't mid. We'll go, we'll drop the Herald, we'll get some gold, I'll get back to farming. He checked the Raptors, those weren't up, so back to farming inside of the map. And I think he's just trying to stay super efficient here, stay up on farm, ahead of Blaber. You can see he's quite a few camps up, has had more of an impact on the lanes as well, and you know, things looking good for TSM. Perkz is kind of the sole advantage they have there, and it's not even going to be much of an advantage because of the plates. It might even be, you know, even there as far as the gold does go. And we'll see if Perkz can make anything happen, because you want to be playing aggressively as this C9 comp. I think it's going to be so difficult in later stages of the game to play into Braum, Ezreal, Azir as this very heavily dive comp. You have 4 melee champions. You're going to be fighting through Braum ult, through Azir ult, through the Braum wall, and that is so tough if you're not playing with a massive gold advantage or finding flanks from many angles.
Well, right now the angle is Dragon. Teleport is up for both top laners. Looks like Fudge is almost taking a recouple, but not quite able to do so. FTX gold advantage, 1,200, 1,300 at TSM. First Dragon went Cloud9's way. Second Dragon going their way as well. They have, for the most part, had bot control. And I want to point out, there is a very large CS lead down in the bottom side, 27 if my math is right. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, all the action has been on the top side, but to your point, they are slowly winning in that 2v2. Looking good there, and they're the ones playing the aggressive side of the matchup now. It was Zven having to sit back, lose farm on the Ezreal, but he was not down this far. Spica now proxying out this wave, getting tons of plates off this top side. Huni is just getting so rich. It's been all about playing through top. I mean, just look at the enormous disadvantage that Fudge has. 1,700 gold, plus a significant amount of experience. Huni's almost level 10. Fudge is still 8. I'm not sure how far he has to go to get 9, but down a lot. And they're even waiting here for the long con, trying to find a pick. As Fudge pushes out, if he goes up too far, he could just be dying.
Yeah, well, gets the CS under the turret at the very least. Zven left alone on the bottom lane. Gonna have no problems there. Vulcan nearby. They spot him. The flash not gonna bring him very far. They're gonna find the stun. They're gonna find a teleport coming across for both. So 3-on-3 coming across the top lane. Huni dropped dangerously low. Ult comes across and he's got nowhere out. Yes, walks into the swords and falls. Perkz able to get a kill back on the board.
And that shutdown was so big. There was a nice kick from Spica to try to buy time, but with the Vanguard's Edge, with that ulti behind you, you can't walk through it. You take the damage, so he had no way out. And they do get the counterplay. Vulcan so quick on the ulti to actually peel for Fudge there, and Fudge with the early Bramble Vest gives him some chance at surviving through that. Perkz TP was very fast, so was PoE's, but they had the extra damage. They get the shutdown. And now it's an early Blade of the Ruined King completion here for Irelia, and you can start to go wild. I'm going to be interested. Will they move the Irelia out to match the Camile or keep their current lane assignments?
Well, looking at it again, they're fighting over the Raptors in the top side of middle, and looks like Blaber's going to get the better end of it. He gets most of the minions. He's going to be okay. Looking at a fight now in mid lane. Backflip goes on a Vulcan. He's got to be careful. They're going to find the stun. Huni again forced to run. Good hook shot. Gets him away.
Yeah, going to be able to dodge out on Blaber's ult. Blaber trying to pull him out, but Huni had the buffer there, is able to hook shot to safety, and it's Powerofevil pushing up here against Fudge. I mean, Fudge, yes, he's out of the Camile matchup, but this one's probably even less fun. Has the early Bramble. That's not going to help you against Azir.
Nope, they don't apply on hit effects. They don't count as an auto attack. You get nothing out of Bramble whatsoever against literally all of Azir's kit. It does absolutely nothing unless he raw auto attacks, which you shouldn't be doing. 3v2 in the bottom river. Teleport coming across to defend it again as that's Fudge joining up. Mini Gnar walks fast, not going to matter. Top lane, outer turret falls. First one of the game goes to Powerofevil after, I believe, 4 turret plates were claimed. Across that one, 3 in mid as well, at least. 2 in bot lane, but TSM, you can see, still 1,500 gold ahead. They're looking really good right now. Next Dragon goes up in 2 minutes. Cloud9, to their credit, have gotten the first 2.
Yeah.
That's helping it.
This one has been the trade, right? It's been bot side priority for top side priority, TSM collecting plates, C9 collecting dragons, and then that adds pressure to make good on that by getting the soul, because the individual dragons are just not worth nearly as much as the completed soul itself. So that is going to be their goal. And the question will be, are these soul laners for TSM powered up enough that they can contest and stop that snowball towards an Infernal Soul, which is going to be very high priority for this team that Cloud9 has drafted, where they have a lot of dive and they want to get over that critical mass where you can 100-0 people, burst them down on that initial engage, because if you can't make that happen, it's just going to be a nightmare against Azir and Braum with 4 melee.
Oh, nice mid lane, not going to find the ulti, but Perkz is still left a little bit alone. 2 versus 3, comes back around, but the healing is never going to be enough. They shut him down in the 3v1, and Zven just has to walk away. Sonic Wave nearly landed. That wouldn't have been a kick flash. They were both on cooldown. Wouldn't have taken it, but his mid is under fire. The best they can do is wave clear Cloud, and we'll keep that turret alive. Dragon's up in 1 minute. Perkz is out of every cooldown.
Yeah, no TP to join, but he will have enough time to run out of base. We'll see if the ulti is going to be up by then, because it's still quite a bit of time here remaining. Does mean, though, Spica's going to get another Herald. So now you know mid lane tower is basically dead if you actually secure this. It's already very, very low. With Perkz dead and no TP, I can't really see them committing to trying to get a steal. So it should be TSM with the shutdown, TSM with the Herald, extending the gold advantage even further.
And as Herald drops, they got 25 seconds to walk the rest of the way over. Gonna save his smite, must not have a second charge available. You can see it's actually 2/3 the way till his next one. Grabs it, able to easily walk down there. And with the 2,000 gold lead, they should generally have the power to make this theirs. Divine Sunderer done for the Camile. Of course, we know the Gore Drinker's done as well. Will it be a summon for mid, or will it just be some auto attacks? Looks like they are. Whoops, that's a turret shot. And they're going to try to knock it down with just Powerovevil's auto attacks, and Spica is the same. Yes, they will kill it. And as he's still in combat, can't summon just yet. Time to walk towards Dragon.
Now, I wonder if they actually drop it for pressure around this Dragon here. TSM is starting it up. Cloud9 are in the area. They've been working towards the soul. They want to keep snowballing.
Be careful. They know Gnar is taking the wave right above them, and he's going to be mega very soon. They can track that somewhat. Fudge is going to be a factor in this one. Full bar, ready to go. That ulti can be lethal. TSM missing 2 of their ultimates right now. That's definitely going to matter. Lost hits 3 with True Shot Barrage. Smite fight coming in soon. Who's it gonna be? Diana or Lee Sin? It's Diana. 3 Dragons of Cloud9. Perkz on the side up against Huni, but Huni's winning this battle. A little bit more damage. Diana comes across. It's gonna be 1-0, and so far it's okay. Blaber forced a stopwatch. Huni running away under his turret, but the turret's not there anymore.
Yeah, Perkz is going to die. They're going in for more.
They find the Q, they find a scoop, and it's just set right up. It's going to be a second. TSM may lose the Dragon, but they're going to get 3 kills.
They're going to get so much more. I think they're going to get 2 towers. They have the Herald here with a 5-on-2. You get both the Tier 1 and the Tier 2. This is going to be 5K plus on the FTX Gold advantage at the end of this play. And Zven, you're dead as well.
Oh, Spica got the kill. Spica takes the Sonic Wave, the Resonating Strike, and solos out Zven. 9-2 on the scoreboard. This turret's gone. 4-1 in that score as well.
Man, really, Perkz just overextending and trying to get out. Nice
Oh no, they
backstep.
shouldn't have burned those cooldowns. Vulcan could die for this one. Why are you walking up to a Tier 2 where your turret's already dead? It's 1 kill picked up. The counter punch, not too bad. Knocks down the Camile. Spica on the front line has to be respectful. Down below 1K. Cloud9. Oh, does Perkz try? Without an ulti, it's not going to happen. 1 for 1.
Going to be able to back off. They do at least get the shutdown onto Fudge, so getting some gold for him. But Huni has been so accelerated in this game. Up to 7 kills. They're GP.
Oh, wow. Okay, Cloud9. Again, they have been so aggressive in this series. Even when they're down in gold, they've often found some good fights. That's a stun's going to land on a Lost. He might be stunned, but it won't matter. Perkz is on for kill number 3. Forget I ever doubted him. Cloud9 are good at finding these.
Good plays here. Cloud9 are playing comp where you have to go aggressive, right? And you can't get gun shy because you've had some misplays. Perkz and Cloud9 overextended to try to kill Huni around the Dragon, got punished for it, but they were trying to get back the maximum after that misplay. Not getting shy, not getting complacent here. But on the initial play, I mean, you were just chunked down so low that unless everyone is hard committing instantly to Huni at the same time, you're never going to win this as Perkz, right? This is a Huni who's very, very fed, and Perkz is taking the fight from about 40% HP. So Huni's able to get the initial kill, ult onto Blaber, force out the stopwatch, back it up, and because everyone is coming in here faster, for TSM. The flash ulti from Powerofevil, anticipating the flashes in retreat, was just beautiful. They got so much off of that.
Still, 4.3 thousand. The FTX gold advantage for TSM. PoE has been outstanding, but they are staring down the barrel of Infernal Soul, and that's going to flip the script if it happens. That's going to be, I think, a really good equalizer here for Cloud9 if they can make it go through. TSM have been winning fights, but Cloud9 have been punching.
I think one of the most difficult parts here is so much of their advantage, is in the bot lane. They kind of prioritize playing around that, but how can Zven effectively get out his damage and stay safe against the super fed Camile, Lee Sin, against the Azir? Like, that is very, very difficult, and I think that's going to be their struggle, is when you show up to these dragons, if you can find the flank angle, it's going to be really tough for Cloud9 to keep him safe. So it's going to be up to those X Factors about the engage, finding that perfect ultimate from Diana, finding the Gnar from Fudge, because in that straight front-to-back fight, you lose. And also, if Camile gets the perfect flank onto your AD carry, you also lose.
Watch for him. I mean, I will say Zven's positioning is usually quite good. His one death was, I guess to be fair, getting caught out in the jungle, but he's not the one dying in the fights. He's often very good at playing far away. Sorelda's Grudge now done. The Muramana is, I believe, 57 mana away, so, you know, just under 20 auto attacks after the cooldown. Not going to be too horrible to get that one, and that'll be a power spike, and it will be, I think, just in time for the Infernal Soul battle. So watch for Zven. He's got his flash up as well. Could be reasonable. That's a good 2-item power spike to be on. By comparison, of course, Lost down in gold might not be able to hit his Muramana in time. Divine Sunder, the more defensive option, though he's not going to be frequently the target.
Yeah. We can see Blaber also completed his 2 items, has the Zonias. That's really big because he used the stopwatch in that last play. Completing the Zonias, a very big deal here. Perkz trying to push in, but I think they're just going to back off this. They want to pressure that top lane tier 1, try to get some more gold here. But I wonder if they're just going to trade for gold and say, no, we're not actually going to fight. With them on the top side, Perkz has no TP. I think they're not going for Dragon, which I do find a bit surprising. But I think the read is we lose the fight, so they're not going to take the fight. They're going to instead just utilize the pressure that they have around Soul to collect gold on the top side and hope that they can find a better angle later on.
Here we go, 8 seconds. Right now, it is all mid-control for TSM. Cloud9 may not get that angle. They are overloading the top side, so they're going to give this one up and then say, hey, look, we'll make this trade again in 5 minutes. A Dragon in stats, I want to say it's about 400 gold. That is generally going to be an accurate statement there. Obviously, a champion like Braum gets nothing at all, and, you know, Huni, Spica, and Powerofevil and Lost, they actually get more or less full value, and that's why you kind of ballpark it around there. Top lane outer turret dies. Yeah, sorry, your recall's not going to get, you know, much for you there.
Oh, they're going to go for the chase down. They can get caught. There's no tier 1 here. Nope. Okay, they're not going to go for the chase.
And so, okay, you can, you know, pretend the gold lead moves by that number here, but again, in 4 minutes' time, the next Dragon map trade could happen, and you know, for comparison, a turret is worth 500 gold, so in a lot of cases, turret for Drake is good, unless it turns into Soul.
Yeah, and TSM was up 5K thereabouts earlier. It is now a 3.4K advantage, so slightly closing. A lot of members up on this top side, and if a fight breaks out here, it can mean a lot. These risky moves can decide games. If you die post 20 minutes here on the top side, Azir can absolutely move towards Baron, can absolutely threaten that. It's going to make things tough as Spica trying to shadow Powerofevil, make sure that he's safe, pushing out the waves, they're checking all the brushes.
And they did not quite see the recall come through from Perkz. He was just in Flag of War. You could see, you know, a couple of brush checks come through PoE as Spica was controlling around him. And no, Baron is the look. Vulcan going to put a control ward down. Knows, okay, they're not on it just yet. Uh-oh, I got to get away. We can see that 3 are coming towards me. I got to walk away, and that means TSM get to own this jungle. They put the deep wards in. They get rid of the control wards, and Cloud9 playing with just Fog of War again.
It would be interesting to see if kind of the inverse situation of the previous game happens where TSM tries to force Baron if Cloud9 move towards Dragon. I mean, you would be giving up a lot to do that, but they have a legitimate threat of just bursting it down. Azir is so high damage, and Cloud9 are trying desperately to maintain vision in this area, but that is the last pink there for Vulcan, so it gets tough. You've got to be able to move forward into the river to clear out those pinks in the pit if you want to be able to maintain vision, and so far, they have not been able to, and Huni is using this time to shove in the bot lane. He is still very far ahead in the 1v1. He's pressing in and now taking away some of these jungle camps.
All right, Swordart towards the front
Spica's
line. Are
looking
they
for the
going to
flank.
find any damage? Spica wants in. Smite comes through to Blaber. Vulcan on the front has to be careful. 1k health, finds the flash stun, has to get out now as well. Has the other side of the map. It's going to be 1-0 so far. Good kill in for Lost. Now on the bottom side, look for Blaber. Blaber's going to pop a stopwatch. Perkz down as well. TSM 2-0 in the fight. Looking to go 2-1 in the series, and Blaber's going to walk away. 3 stay alive for Cloud9. They keep the jungler, but they don't have the chance to fight. TSM can and will turn for Baron.
Yeah, this Baron is going to be there, so I don't see how Blaber can prevent this. Just knock down the blast plant there. Blaber has no flash. So unlikely for him to be able to even get in range. It's just dying way too quick. TSM find the flank. They find the engage. They get the kills. They get the Baron, and they're even going to try to go for more.
They won't get anything special there as Blaber smites the big Krug. But yeah, the chance, right? Pee-wee had flash, had his ult, could always go for a scoop. But no, not going to have that one happen right now. So the Baron buff is on 245, well in time for the next Dragon of the game. And let's see what they can even get, because TSM already got 4 turret kills. Replay again.
Yep, just about the wraparound here. Spica finds the angle here from behind. Huni coming up from the bot lane, had pressure bot, has the flank as well, gets in onto Blaber. Blaber's forced to use his ulti on the one member, but Swordart has the exhaust on it. Blaber's ultimate was completely useless. And on the top side of that fight, Spica, Powerofevil, they chase down Vulcan, they chase down Perkz, they kill them both off. So neutralized on the bottom side, killed off on the top side. Cloud9, their options are closing very fast. They do not win inside this game. They do not win in 5v5 without some sort of a miracle engage. And TSM are looking to put themselves to match point. We'll see if they can keep Cloud9 away from that soul, which would be one of the few ways potentially back in for Cloud9.
We know. Oh, he sidesteps it. Perkz doesn't have an ultimate for this fight. This looks pretty easy for Huni. Takes the first backflip, waiting for his cooldowns again. The Ruin King heal might not be enough. He gets a stun, gets second Q, and it doesn't matter. Huni comes out of that fight 1v1 at half health.
Yeah, he's making it look easy. Didn't even use the ulti. Didn't need it, and he knew it, so he's going to save that for something more important here. Fudge trying to threaten with the Mega Gnar, but you can just back up. He's getting whittled down. It's going to expire, so now the threat of the engage is no longer there. Perkz is down. You're pushing all 3 lanes. It is time for a TSM to get paid, collecting these towers, extending the gold lead, and then moving back to take another dragon for themselves.
Well, mid lane turret, dangerously low, won't quite die, but it's soon. Top lane has been shepherded in. Hui's gonna knock that one down. That'll be 6 turrets. All the ones outside the base are gonna be gone. Dragon has now spawned as well. Azir is already there. They're gonna leave Spica as a more mobile and more engaged focused member of the team. Huni indeed gets the top turret. At the same time, the Dragon falls. TSM controlling so many of the cards. They're still not yet to Dragon Soul, but they've prevented Cloud9 from getting there, and they've just kept the gold lead growing. The Red Bull Baron power play, 3,500 and a Dragon. Soon to add probably 500 more if inhibitor turret falls. FK's hold advantage, 8,000.
I mean, it's just absolutely out of control. There's so many luxury items as well. You know, 3 stopwatches across the board. You have the locket, you have the exhaust, all of these tools to actually shut down the potential of C9 to get that burst, to get that under 0 that they are completely dependent upon at this point in the game to get a win, and they just haven't been able to execute in these skirmishes. There's too many missed skill shots. There's too many failed engages from Cloud9, where TSM are playing perfectly around these sidestepping abilities, disengaging, playing it slow, playing to their win conditions. And now it feels like they've just built such a big advantage that it's almost impossible for Cloud9 to really come back from here.
And he's going to walk away cleanly. Okay, take your resets pretty soon. Get the jungle on the way out. Blaber can't find it. Look to the rocket belt. Nope, no targets. Okay, out we go. Yeah, cool. Money inventory's got to be a lot. Yeah. They have gotten several turrets. There you go. Over 1,000 apiece. Some well over 2K. 3,000 for Huni. All right, great. You know, the gold lead in inventory, it was only, you know, 2,000. Now they've actually cashed in with everything the items come across.
Huni's 4,000 gold ahead of Fudge.
Yeah.
That is just disgusting. The pressure towards top lane worked out so well for TSM this game. Not only does he complete the Sterix, he gets major pieces towards his GA. That is so frightening. Everyone has a stopwatch available except for Powerofevil. And he got the death cap. He has the damage there to follow up on any sort of play they make. TSM just got to keep things rolling.
Q's gonna spot, okay, jump on him, instantly Arcane Shift out, and Blaber at half health is gonna get True Shot barraged, won't die, but is gonna be in danger. Here comes the rest of the squad, Lee Sin's come in, gonna find not much of a stun. There's the ulti across Blaber ults, but it's not gonna matter. Stopwatch buys the time, but it's still gonna be Vulcan drop in and out. The rest of the kills are coming through. TSM already with 3, looking at Fudge now for number 4. Looking tasty, finds himself a couple of stuns, but it's not gonna matter. They're still on the chase, the ulti will not save him. TSM are insatiable. A flash follow for Huni. Wants the tower dive. Stopwatch dodges the arrow. Lost flies in as well. And it's time to take out the base. There we go. Huni gets himself the ace. And it's TSM who are going to get themselves the base. It's going to be 2-1 in the series right now. This turret's going to fall. And the base is going to come along with it.
TSM dominating here in Game 3, putting themselves to match point. And Huni, what a carry performance, 10 kills in the top lane.
As they knock down the rest of it, burn the stopwatch for good measure, add some DPM stats, hit in Vulcan, the next